The years 2023 and 24 were the warmest years ever recorded. In 2022 alone, there were more than 60,000 deaths attributable to heat waves and more than 9,000 to storms or floods globally. In Europe, these types of phenomena are rapidly becoming more frequent and more intense.
Cities are where people feel the effects of these phenomena in their everyday lives. We see key infrastructure crumbling, property lost, and performing core tasks of formal or informal work becoming difficult, if not impossible. Cities are also places where many people live very close to each other. This makes the risk of disease spread high, including for diseases that are now exacerbated by climate change. But the density of cities makes them also the heart of where many struggles for climate change mitigation and adaptation happen, through activism, politics, and local action.
IMBRACE is a project that looks at how climate change impacts the lives and health of racialized people, mainly migrants who come from countries of the majority world and now live in Europe. It asks how we can carve a path for more just urban climate adaptation.
We know that the most disadvantaged groups are the ones to suffer first and most from climate change. Those with low incomes, whose neighborhoods have lower access to green space, who work in precarious jobs, with high exposure to heat, limited access to healthcare, or that are the least able to pay for house insurance or climate-proof their homes. Racialized migrants typically belong to such groups.
Zooming in 6 cities across Europe, we ask, what are the structural, historical, and systemic drivers of climate and health vulnerability? How does migrant identity intersect with aspects like gender, income, or religion to shape how some will be more affected than others?
In IMBRACE, we see migrants as agents of knowledge. They can inform research both on what constitutes vulnerability to climate change and on what adaptation measures and policies are needed to address it. To examine this, we apply a set of creative and participatory methods for engaged research, such as the photo voice, climate relief maps, walk-alongs, and body maps.
With IMBRACE, we aim to shift the focus of the relationship between climate and migration to emphasize the post-migration context. Secondly, we also aim to link questions of urban environments and urban planning with questions around racial and mobility justice from a feminist and intersectional perspective. And third, we want to look at how migrant communities navigate and reshape urban spaces, treating their knowledge and their practices as crucial infrastructures for a more justice-oriented adaptation.